All right. Hey, everybody. Thank you for joining us today for our Galentine Summit. And I want to thank Barb Probst. You are here today, Barb. And we are so happy to be working in collaboration with you and Purse Strings to bring this together. It isn't our first time working together, and it won't be our last. So really appreciate that because we get to see some faces that we don't know, and you get to see some faces you don't know. And overall, we get to share some great stuff with more women. So really, really appreciate that. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. My name is Lynn Pelzer, and I am the COO at FemCity. Just expand that. Can everybody see that okay? All right, so my topic today is the power of female friendships. Just before I get to that, I may need to change this a little bit. I want to tell anyone who doesn't know about FemCity that we are a women's organization and we focus a lot on networking. We have networking groups and events. We have many groups. We have about 60 chapters right now. Some are virtual. Most are in person, but we have a Canada virtual. We have a US virtual. And we have an international chapter for those outside of Canada and US. And that's just been kind of growing here. So it's been really nice. I might have to come back here for a second because I'm not sure if this will move. No, I'm just going to stop that screen share for a second and try that again. Nope, not that one. There it is. Just need to make this smaller so I can move it around. Stand by. There, we'll do that so I can go line by line. Okay, everyone. Now we'll really start. Great. So I want to say that this topic seems simple. And it seems like as women, we all would kind of know already what the power of female friendships are. But I want to get into a little bit more of why it's so important and get you hopefully thinking about your own friendships, perhaps ones that you want to invest more time in. Maybe it's something that you actually want to put on your list in 2024 of, I would like to think about how I'm going to add more friendships. Do a bit of assessment of what you've got now. So I want to read you this. Imagine a world where every woman has a group of fierce, supportive friends by her side. A world where we lift each other up, celebrate each other's successes, and navigate life's challenges together. And it's not just a dream, it's a reality we can create through the power of female friendships. These two women are both my friends, and I love them so much. I have had so many laughs and so many good times with them. Hey, Driana and Carrie Ann, they have provided so much joy to my life, and both of them I met through networking. So another key point, it might not be your girlfriend from elementary school or college. Sometimes these friendships happen later in life because of our ages and stages of things of what's happening. And because it's Galentine's Day, which is a day that you are going to share love to your female friends, you're going to perhaps celebrate, you're going to do maybe some event, maybe there's different things you'd like to do. I want to just say in the chat, have any of you done something before on Galentine's Day? Are you planning something today? Something with your friends? So go ahead if anybody would like to share in the chat. Let's see, I'm going to open it up. No. Okay. You see, no. So I'm going to give you a couple of suggestions. Maybe other people are thinking about what they have done. Just this. Okay. Thank you, Barb. So a few things. Visiting a friend who had surgery. Everyone has an appointment. Meeting on Tuesday with a few close business friends. I'm hoping to do something fun today. Yeah. So I just want to throw this out there because we have Valentine's Day with the person we love in that type of love relationship. And Galentine's Day is for celebrating these relationships are so important. And you know what? If you can't do it on the actual day, you could do it some other time. That's absolutely fine too. But I wanted to share with you a few thoughts and ideas of what you can do for these friendships. What about sending a voice note today? What about making a list of 3 women in your life that you would like to share, I don't know, a compliment to, just say, hey, I love you. And I haven't told you that in a long time. I love you. Hey, I want to say I love you at the end of every phone call. We should do that. A text. One other fun thing that I see a lot of women doing, and I know some of my friends do, is we send each other memes. Or not memes, sorry, reels. We see a reel and it's like, I know this pertains to you and what's going on in your life right now, and it might make you laugh. So I love that, those kind of things. Robin says, FemCity, Miami, oh, they're having a happy hour event tonight. How cool is that? So there's lots of things you can do to try and improve your day and their day by doing more things in your on your Galentine's Day with your girls. So the next one, okay, so there's Violet and I. This is, I believe this was the first time we met in person. So we had been working together for a while, and I'm in Canada, she's in Miami, long distance between Toronto and Canada, or sorry, Toronto and Miami. We met in person, and there was an event in Toronto, and this picture came up for us. And if you can see the little thing Violet's holding, it says, she is amazing. And so we have developed through working together a really close relationship, which is beautiful also. And I want to give you these benefits. So you may not have thought about it. And this is why what I'm trying to encourage you today is to really invest in your female friendships, appreciating them and investing in them. So the health benefits. So did you know that having close female friends can actually improve your health? According to research published in the American Psychological Association, women with strong social connections have lower stress levels. And it's true. I mean, there's something about us, you know, I think during the pandemic, we realized when we aren't with the people that we love, it does something to us, right? It's not great for our stress levels. And it really doesn't stop there either, because studies from the American Journal of Health Promotion show that women with robust social networks are at lower risk of heart disease. Okay, so it's going beyond just regular stress. And of course, stress and heart disease are connected. So it's not just good for our soul, it's actually good for our body. And of course, it's good for our mental health and good for our physical health as well. So emotional support. Think about the last time you faced a difficult situation. Actually, I don't want you to think about it for too long, so I want you to have fun. But you may remember, who did you call? Who did you turn to for support? You know, perhaps it was some family members, but likely you turned to some of your female friends. And it's our female friends that understand how to have that listening ear. They may have gone through something similar to you. They have gone through it with other friends perhaps already. They can give us a shoulder to cry on, offer us some encouragement to know you've got this, you're going to get through it, and I'm going to be here to support you. And so the bonds we share with our friends, they create this safe space and allow us to be vulnerable. And I want to just put a little pause there. If this is not what a friendship is doing, you may be thinking about these amazing people in your life that do provide that. If you have a friendship that is not doing that, I also want to encourage you to kind of assess, because you do get to choose. You really do get to choose who you want to spend your time with. And these are what these relationships really should be doing for us. And have any of you, okay, put in the chat if anyone here has had something go on in their life and they're really upset, and you call your girlfriend and you talk for an hour about that one topic. She hardly talks. You just talk and you go on and on and on, and you feel like you've talked about the same thing for an hour, and she listens, and the next day she's actually available to listen to you again. There's something so powerful. Who's ever done this before? I'm just wondering. I'm sure it's not me. Yep. So what happens is we actually offload a bit of that emotion in being able to have that conversation in that safe space and being vulnerable with our friend. And once when I had a situation happen in my life many, many years ago, and it was horrible. I was quite young, and I was concerned and worried for my safety for a few years afterwards. And it was explained to me when I went to some counseling around this about how emotional things can build up and build up and build up. And so the cup gets so full and then it spills over. And then when it spills over and you get some of it out, the next time it fills up again, it starts to fill up, starts to fill up, but it might not quite spill over. But then you offload some of it again. And then you keep doing that until it doesn't keep filling up. And so I think this really happens with our female friendships as well, that we're able to do that. Empowerment and growth. So these friendships, of course, aren't just about comfort. They are comfort and they're fun. We have so much fun with our women friends, but they're also about empowering each other. And, I feel like a lot of this happens with purse strings and the supports that they give, and also a lot in FemCity. And because I'm in it, I'm on the ground with the thousands of women that are part of FemCity. I see this empowerment and growth. I see them becoming friends through networking and through a group. And then I'm friends with lots of them on social media. So I see them loving on each other and sharing things and empowering each other and helping each other grow and collaborating with things. It's so amazing. And, when we surround ourselves with strong, ambitious women, we become inspired to grow bigger ourselves. And we also have an opportunity to cheer each other on. And it feels good to cheer someone on for us, but we also have a great time getting cheered on by someone else. They inspire us about maybe a new hobby, something you wouldn't think of, and you're talking to your friend, you're like, I feel like I need to do something different. And she's going to give you a whole bunch of ideas, which is amazing. And maybe something that your friend is doing, right? So that saying, you are the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with? I want you to just take a second to think about who they would be. You can probably think of 1 or 2 real fast, but think about who are those 5 people that you're spending time with, and how many of them are your friends, right? So, you may have a partner, and of course that's going to be top of the list. You may have even a coworker that you work closely with. Is there anyone you would like to upgrade into that group? Think about that. We are the sum of the 5 people we spend the most time with. Perhaps there's someone you're spending time with that you don't necessarily need to spend that much time with, and it's not elevating you and it's not elevating them. And maybe someone else needs to move up into that position. So I want to give you that little one. And navigating life's journey. Okay, this is a big one. So there's the twists and the turns, and our friends are by our side, and we support each other through major life transitions. And I think that's probably a biggie. Anyone here think of a few life changes and transitions that you really need to have a female friend around for? I can think of a few. So a couple of years ago, I became separated, and after 21 years of marriage, and it was a really extremely tough time. Yeah, Barb says divorce. And so I needed my girlfriends more than ever. I do not know how I would have gotten through that. And still. And so navigating these life's journeys and having someone who understands better than another woman who has been in a similar situation, right? I've often said to some of my friends, you know what? I should be paying you for the therapy because just having those conversations with someone who reminds you who you really are when you're going through those life journeys. It could be that you're looking after an elderly family member, and it could be that it's something, it's younger and it's kids, or if we're in our younger stages where we're in school still and we're trying to get through it, we need that. Carmen says about her husband who has an aggressive cancer, and not all of her friends get it, but she's found women in the same spot to connect with. Carmen, that is so beautiful, because who is going to understand it if not another woman in particular, because you are, married to your husband who, this is a unique situation, right? Like a man might not understand it the same way. So I'm really glad you've got some support for that. It's so important. So when these things seem so insurmountable, they're not when we have our female friends. And so I really encourage you to look at that list and see who should get an upgrade into where you're spending the most time. So some tools for developing friendships. And I talk about this a lot. So I have two daughters. So everything that we deal with as females, I'm always thinking about my daughters and what I can teach them before they, become the age I did when I was having to learn about things in my 20s, 30s, 40s, now 50s. And when they were small, one of the things I said was they'd be nervous to go into a room where, let's say it was some kind of lessons or something they were taking when they were young, or a camp or something like that. And they'd say, what if I don't know anybody there? And I would say, well, you know how you get to know someone is that we're going to make sure we arrive early. And you are going to go and say, hi, I'm Chloe, to a girl that you think you'd like to have a friendship with. And guess what? You're going to be friends. It's going to be as quick and easy as that. And so they learn that skill, and that they don't have to, waiting too long, they may not pair up with someone. So, and then, the other piece that I would say to my kids is, but then if there's one person left out, invite them into your twosome. So now it's a threesome, because no girl needs to be left out. And so it does take effort. It takes a conscious effort of getting out there. Maybe it's attending some social events, joining a pickleball league, I'm going to say, because that's like the latest craze I'm kind of liking. It's maybe joining a networking event, participating in things like this, where, we can share our socials in the chat and like make some new friends today. There's 4 sessions going on here today. You're going to see some people over and over, and you can also meet some new people, and just step out there and do that if you're needing to, especially if maybe you've moved into a new neighborhood. You really have to get out there. They're not going to show up in your living room to be your friend. You're going to have to get out there and set your old ideas aside. So some of us don't have those old ideas, but for some of us, we have these ideas and these narratives of something that truly did happen when we were younger, or stories we've heard from other people about female friendships not being great. And sometimes they can be not great. I mean, there's going to be some people that just don't mesh together. But setting those ideas aside and putting yourself out there is really going to be helpful, to just say, okay, we're wiping the slate clean of those thoughts. I'm going to go into this imagining that it's going to be amazing. The next thing is prioritizing your time together. So, if you have a family, your family is going to take a fair bit of your time. If you have a partner, they're going to take a fair bit of your time. You're going to want to give them your time. But you also need to prioritize your time with your friends, because those relationships are still there's still relationships that need to know that I'm important to you. We can't set a friendship on the back burner for so long and expect it to still be the same. So prioritizing time together, thinking about when can we get together? How can we make time for each other in this busy world? So I have a story about my best friend. Her name is Petra. She and I became friends on the school bus in kindergarten. And we have been friends ever since. We live once again in the same town. And so we have been friends 47 years. And Petra and I meet each other every Wednesday morning to walk. In the good weather, we walk outside. And when it's not good weather, we mall walk. And we get to talk, we get exercise, and we get to be together. So it's prioritizing that we don't let too much time go by without being together. Understanding what you can give. It's not just about what we're receiving from the friendship. It's about thinking about, what can I provide also in this friendship? Am I the person who's better at organizing things and prioritizing and giving us that nudge? What is it that you can give? Think about that. Building trust is so key. Building trust is basically doing what you said you're going to do, holding space for that person, keeping their confidence in the conversations that you have, because women, we might be sharing a lot of things. And so this is so important, building trust for those friendships, and guard that trust that you're building, because we all know with any relationship, it's hard to get back if you break that trust. And embrace the stages. What's the saying? A reason, a season, or a lifetime? I don't know where that came from, but it just came to my mind. Sometimes these friendships are so key, maybe when you're in university or college, because that is a time frame where you're together, you're doing the same thing. Maybe it's in your 20s, 30s, where you're starting a family or your business, and it makes sense. We understand each other. And sometimes those friendships can have a phase, and that's okay. It doesn't mean we all have to be friends for 47 years like I have been with Petra. That's a very different relationship. And then there is that lifetime relationship too. And it requires different priority and different stages, or not stages. It requires different priorities and different time. Okay, so let's commit to nurturing these invaluable relationships in our lives. And today, let's think about reaching out to a friend that we haven't spoken to in a while, and plan the overdue girls' night. How many times are we busy and we're trying, we're in a chat with a bunch of our girlfriends, and we're trying to plan a time, and we can't all get together. Let's make it happen. Do a girls' night, or simply expressing gratitude for an incredible woman that lifts you up every day. Send her a message on social. I love voice notes. My friends probably go crazy listening to them, because I love sending them voice notes and telling them, what's going on and checking in on them. But make a list of who you might want to reach out to today. That's a little homework project. And happy Galentine's Day to all of you. I just want to say that embracing growth and change in friendships, it's really going to give you more than you think in the end. Prioritizing your friendships and reflecting on what an unstoppable force we really can be when we're together. And I don't know if any of you here, because again, I might be aging myself, recognize the picture in the middle of the Golden Girls. that show was so popular because of the friendships that they had, all different personalities, but the friendships and the love and the caring and the nurturing that they had for themselves. So I want to say thank you for being a friend. And I want to also invite you all as we're winding down here to check out FemCity. You know, check out Purse Strings for the femmes that are on here. Check out Purse Strings because they've got a lot going on that you free resources for you to plug into to help move you forward. And I think you could probably meet some people through there too. But also at FemCity, if you're not a part of FemCity already, we do have a free community membership where you can make some new friends. And also, we have a FemCity community Facebook group, and it's also free to join. We have about 1,800 members in there, and we do some activities. And these activities are going to, I'm going to stop sharing there. Our activities are going to give you opportunities for coffee chats to meet each other if you're looking for some new friendships. We have some follow for follow kind of things to grow your socials. Just join that group. It's non-threatening. There's lots of women that are looking to meet each other, and I think you're going to have a great experience doing that. So, Barb, did you want to add in anything else about friendships and opportunities through purse strings? Because there might be something I don't know about how they might be able to get meeting each other through there.
Yeah, well, so at Purse Strings, we're female centric. We're really created Purse Strings so that women have a go-to resource to ask financial questions and download all these different types of financial resources that are free for women. Our whole mission is to make sure women have a go-to resource at their fingertips, right at pursestrings.co of financial literacy education, wherever you are in your financial journey, whether it's divorce, widowhood, you're coming into a windfall, you need a financial planner or advisor, maybe you need a mortgage broker, you're moving, you need a realtor, you need an attorney for your estate plan. We have we have a directory of vetted financial professionals who serve the female market. You know, women are such an overlooked and underserved market when it comes to finances. But here's the clue. We're a $23 trillion underserved market set to come into the largest transference of wealth in history. And Carmen, I see you shaking your head. And women are holding the purse strings of America. So our mission is to make sure women are ready and prepared and know how to manage their money. We say if we're not talking about money, we're not learning about money. So we're really creating this super cool network. We're across the United States and into Canada. We love partnering with FemCity because there's all these amazing women who are also in a place of empowerment. You know, we know that every day 1,800 women open a new business in the United States. How cool is that? You couldn't have said that 10 years ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when women are having their own businesses, we also have bookkeepers, CPAs, we have business coaches. So we're really I really feel FemCity and Purse Strings are really hand in glove in the work that we do. And we're all about supporting and uplifting women. We love being partners with FemCity. We love supporting them in any way that we can. And most of all, and my background is I'm an adult educator. I don't sell any financial products or services. My goal is to get the education, the information, the tools, the resources into women's hands so that they can step into their financial power. So, and I always say women are a safety net for one another. You know, we don't build hierarchies, we build webs because we reach out, like you were saying, Lynn, we reach out and ask for questions, ask, for help, ask, has this ever happened to you? Ask for support. Maybe we need someone to lean on. So I feel like, Lynn and FemCity and Violet, they're part of the web that are supporting all women.
Thank you so much for that.
Sure.
Excellent. Does anyone have any questions or comments? And if not, I'm going to invite you all to come back at 3 o'clock because we have our next guest speaker and her class, Dr. April Murdaugh, who I see.
Is it 3 o'clock? Is it 3 o'clock your time?
Oh, sorry. 2 o'clock, 2
2
o'clock,
o'clock, yeah.
2 o'clock. Thank you.
2 o'clock Eastern, 1 o'clock Central. And Dr. April, who's here in our group, she'll be presenting the 5 financial, what is it, Dr. April? I don't have it off the top of my head. 5 financial.
The 5 biggest mistakes women make with money.
Yeah, you'll want to tune into that one because we're all about get in front of those mistakes, empower yourself. So yeah, we'll see you at 1 Central, 2 Eastern, right, Lynn?
Yes, and for anyone who's on this and missed the last one, you will get the recording sent to you as well.
Yep.
All right.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank
Thanks
you.
everyone
See
for
you.
joining.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.